Hi, and welcome to a lesson on measurements, metric weight. What we're going to look at today is conversion between grams and kilograms. So we're looking at metric conversion done by myself, Mr. Imran Iqbal, at 121tutor.co.uk, the home of mathematics. Okay, so today's lesson we're going to learn how to change grams into kilograms. But first of all, let's start off with an identity. Identity means this is the key part of the lesson. Now in each kilogram we have how many grams? Can you remember? Okay, for those of you who can't, the answer is 1000 grams. So each kilogram contains 1000 grams. Now, so in that case, if I had 2 kilograms, I would have 2000 grams, 3 kilograms, 3000 grams, and so on and so on and so on. Now, let's have a look. How do we change between them? So every kilogram contains 1000 grams. So if I want to change kilograms to grams, I must multiply by 1000. When you multiply by 1000, we get the decimal point and we move 1, 2, 3 places to the right. That's the process that we're going to be doing. But that's for kilograms to grams. Now the first lesson we're going to do is exercise 1, which is talking about how to change grams into kilograms. That's our first lesson. Right, so grams to kilograms, let's have a look. Let's get a hold of a different color. Now, the beautiful thing about this identity is once you write it down, it actually tells you what to do. Well, every 1 kilogram has 1000 grams, so we have to multiply by 1000 to go this way. And every 1000 grams makes 1 kilogram, so we were getting smaller. So opposite of times is divide. Opposite times by 1000 is divide by 1000. And the method for that we're going to use is the same as what we've done for the top in the opposite direction. We find the decimal point in the question and we go 1, 2, 3 places to the left. So we're going to be making the numbers smaller and we'll be looking at the different questions we get and how we deal with the answers. So today's lesson is going to be on how we change grams into kilograms. Each question is going to involve us using this identity and dividing by 1000, which would mean that we're going to get the decimal point and move to the left 3 times. If you've been following the other lessons previous to this on the earlier chapters, you will remember in the chapter on decimals, we know how to divide by 1000. If we have a whole number, we must first of all put the decimal point in the number. More about that in a moment once we get to started on some questions. Okay, so exercise 1 we're going to be doing. Now this exercise you'll find that in the basic skills book, the ones we've been using so far. Basic skills. So mathematics, the basic skills. It's on chapter 5. I've just taken an exercise from there. Okay, let's move this a bit closer. Okay, the first example we have is $3,000 grams. Change that into kilograms. Now, if we're changing grams into kilograms, you've got to follow this direction here, which is the divide by 1000. And the methods here, we've got to get the decimal point, move back 3 places. But hang on a second, there's no decimal point here. So what do? We could just sit down, stop crying. No, I'm only joking. We could put the decimal point in. Now where is the decimal point? In a whole number, the decimal point is always at the far right, at the end of the number. So the decimal point, even though it's not given, is actually here at the end of the number. So I could put 1 in. Now the method for grams to kilograms is divide by 1000, so I'll write that down. So this is all part of the working out. This is what you need to reproduce when you're doing your homework questions. So we move back 1, 2, 3 places because we're dividing by 1000. We move back to the left 3 places and then we copy everything down. Now when I say copy it down, I literally mean copy everything down. This will be our rough answer. So the 3 lands here, the 0, 0, 0. Okay, now we need to deal with this answer. At the moment we've got a number that reads 3.000. As is done in the chapter on decimals, these are called unnecessary zeros. We don't need them. Okay, even though they're in our rough answer, they won't need to be in our final answer because 3.000 is just simply 3. This is telling me that you have no tenths, no hundredths, and no thousandths. So what do you have? You just have 3, and that's what we write down. So the final answer is going to be 3 kilograms. Okay, I'm sorry for that noise that you can hear in the background. Okay, we have 3 kilograms, and that's the answer that we're going to get. Okay, so we've converted 3,000 grams into 3 kilograms by using this method. Let's go through it once more. First of all, because it was a whole number, we had to ourselves to put the decimal point in. We don't just choose a random point. We've got to go by the rules. The rule says decimal point on the right hand side at the far right, which is here. So I put a big decimal point in here in blue. Then I got to divide by 1,000, because to go from grams to kilograms is divide by 1,000, which means getting the decimal point moving back 3 places to the left. 1, 2, 3. Decimal point lands here. Everything is copied below. And then we have to interpret the answer. 3.000 is simply 3, or 3 kilograms, as our answer would be. So that's question number 1 done. Okay, I'm going to need to rub that question off, so you'll get a chance to pause this video and copy that down, because you need to get everything off the board, and that will also all important. These are the notes. This is our first example. Okay, hopefully you'll be watching this through QuickTime Player or some other equivalent player. Hopefully not, you won't be watching this video through Real Play, because that removes the ability to pause and forward and rewind it. Okay, so I'm going to rub this example off now. You got a chance to pause and copy it down, but I need the space on the board. Okay, example number 2. Example number 2, we're going to have a look at question number 13. We have 423 grams. We're going to convert that into kilograms. Okay, now back to the identity. 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. Grams to kilograms is divide by 1,000. So dividing by 1,000 is getting the decimal point and moving to the left 3 places. We don't have any decimal points. Again, it's a whole number. We know where the decimal point lives. The decimal point lives at the end of any whole number, which is there. Let's put a decimal point in. So the number now is 423 point or 0.0. And if we're going to have to divide by 1,000 to convert grams to kilograms, we're going to have to move 3 places to the left. 1, 2, 3. The decimal point lands here. Now, as you can see, I've got a starting of, and I've got an arrow at the end. And that indicates to the person who's marking it, the teacher, the examiner, that you know what you're talking about. You can't just, and you try to keep your jumps going in between the numbers, so it looks like you're going over the number rather than hitting on top of the number. So it's important that you literally imitate the style that I've done here in this example. And when I say drop the decimal point out, I literally mean drop it down onto the way it goes in line. Now we've got to copy the numbers down. This point I can't overemphasize. You must copy them down in the same positions. So the 4 under the 4, 2 under the 2, and the 3 under the 3. Don't start moving your numbers around, because you might miss one number out, or you might put an extra 0 in or something else. That's my rough answer. Again, let's read it. What does it say? It says 0.423. Well, that's slang maths. When you say a mathematical number, people do say 0.423, but to be correct mathematically, we need to put an extra 0 in there. So here, and our final answer, we're going to have 0.423 kilograms. That makes it mathematically correct. 0.423. If you were to leave it as 0.423, it wouldn't be mathematically incorrect, but that's not the way that we look at decimal numbers. At the end of the day, we need to have a decimal number in a finished way. That's like an unfinished number. Okay, so this is the more correct way of leaving the number. 0.423. That's for lazy people. Okay, and here at 121tutor.college here, we want you to learn math the proper way. So that's 0.423 kilograms. Again, we have to interpret our answers. So if you go through that example once more, decimal point at the end of a whole number, we have to divide by 1,000, because we're going from grams to kilograms. Grams to kilograms, divide by 1,000. We've got to go move 1, 2, 3 places, drop the decimal point down, copy everything down. We're missing something here, so we have to put an extra 0 in. here to make the number sound right and look right. That's example number 2. I'm going to go through another example with you and let's see what we do with that one. Okay, one more example. Okay, so you get a chance now to pause the video and copy this example down before you go on to the third example. Or you can watch all the examples from 1, 2 and 3, press pause, then rewind it and then copy all the bits down. It's just up to you how you want to go through the recording part. But you must get these examples down. So when you're looking at your work, you've got something physical in front of you on your piece of paper that you got these 3 different examples. You can see what happened, because once the video is being played, it's all in your head. You watched, it's gone. So you need some kind of physical record of this video lesson. So it's important that you do record these questions in your notebook as work examples. Okay. Example number 3. Okay, example number 3, I'm going to take that from, okay, right, actually I'm going to take this is going to be a completely new question, my own question. We have 60 grams, I'm going to convert that into kilograms. So again, if you go back to identity, 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. Get this into your head. Keep on saying it. 1 kilogram is 1,000. Keep on writing it down. The more you write it down, the more you'll see, the more your brain will learn it. 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. I want to go from grams to kilograms, so I divide by 1,000. Now, at the moment, all the numbers we've had so far, I've had no decimal points in them. But that hasn't been a problem because we know how to deal with that. Why? This is the whole number. In a whole number, the decimal point lives at the end. So we've got to go back 3 places. Here's all the notes here. So we're going to put decimal point in 1, 2, 3. Decimal point lands directly underneath. What do we do next? Write the answer over here, on the moon, on the back of a piece of paper. We copy all the numbers down directly underneath each other. Okay, we've got a gap here. Okay, we've got a point. So what's missing here, first of all? What's missing here is a 0. Now let's read our answer. Our answer reads 0.060. Now, as I mentioned before in the previous question, at 121tutor.co.uk, the home of mathematics, we don't leave maths unfinished in slang format. That is not proper correct maths. To start with the word point, you must have something in front of it. Was it 1 point? Is it 0 point? So to be correct, we've got something missing here. So our final answer is going to have another 0, 0.060. So that 0 there is very important. So when we say the number, look at the number, it looks like a finished product. It doesn't look like we've left it in a hurry, we've missed something out. That looks like something's missing. What was it? Was it a note? Was it a 1? So it's important that we put the note down. So we have 0.060. We've got another issue here. Let's read the number properly. 0.06. That note's important. That's important. That's important. But that 0 at the end of the number, as we've done in the previous exercise on unnecessary zeros, a 0 on the right hand side of the decimal point at the end of a number is unnecessary, surplus. We don't need that. So the final answer is going to be 0.06 kilograms. Try it. Put this number into your calculator, 0.060 into your calculator, and press equal. It will give you this number here. Even the calculator knows that number is unnecessary. That's a way for you to check. So that's our third and final example on this exercise. Now it's just a matter of you doing the exercise. So it's exercise 1. Okay, that's chapter 5 on measurements. Now what I would like you to do, if I can quickly find it, here we are. Okay, now I've done some of the questions from there. I've done one question which I made up myself, which is the 60 gram one, which looked a bit complicated, but again we're following all the rules and stuff that we've learned before. So exercise 1 has 18 questions ranging from 3,000 grams all the way up to 50,000 grams to be converted into kilograms. Okay, so what I'd like you to do now is to copy those questions down. I will actually write some questions on the board after this screen. You get a chance to pause it, copy this last example down. I will actually write on the board now the questions I would like you to try, and then I will, after you've copied them down, you need to pause it. I will go through them on the board with the answers as well to make this video complete in itself. Okay, so you can pause and copy this example down, and then press play, then to copy down the questions that you need to do for today. Okay, you can press pause now. So we have homework questions. Exercise 1. Number 1, we have 3,000 grams. Change that to kilograms. Number 3, we have 9,000 grams. Change that to kilograms. We have number 5, which is 6,500 grams. Change that to kilograms. Then we have 7, which is 3,850 grams. When you change that into kilograms. And then we have question 9, which is 4,500 grams. I want to change that to kilograms. And then we have question number 11. Number 11, which is 3,045 grams. Change that to kilograms. And then we have 13. Number 13 is 423 grams. Change that to kilograms. And then we have number 15, which is 305 grams. Change that to kilograms. And then we have number 17, which is 40,000 grams. Change that to kilograms. Okay, so the homework is, homework questions, exercise 1, page 74, 75, the basic skills. Okay, then with the question which I've written on the board. So now, hopefully you copy down the notes. You can copy down these questions, literally just one after each other, and then you can set them out as though you're going to do them, each of them individually. Okay, and then after you copy all these questions out, you need to press pause again, do the questions, and then just to make sure that you've done everything okay, press play again. Then I will actually go through this question with you for the next part of the video, so you'll be able to check whether your work's been correct or not. Okay, so you can press pause now and copy. Press pause. Question number 1. Okay, hopefully you copied the questions down from the homework which I put earlier put in the video. You've done the questions all properly. Now you want to check them. This is the checking part. You should not be watching this now if you haven't done the questions. You must do the questions and try them yourself, because I know how to do them. We don't want to see if you know how to do them. So only go to this part of the video if you have done all the questions, you're ready to check your answers, and you want to make sure everything's okay. So let's go through question number 1. We have 3,000 grams, and we want to convert them into kilograms. To change grams into kilogram, what do? We divide by 1,000. Why? Because in 1 kilogram we have 1,000 grams. Okay, and if you change kilograms to grams, we times by 1,000. If you go grams to kilograms, we divide by 1,000. That was the identity that you should write down at least at the beginning of this chapter, of this homework section. 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. If you go kilograms to grams, times by 1,000, grams to kilograms, reverse, divide by 1,000. And that's what we're going to be doing in all of these questions, dividing by 1,000. So we have the decimal point that goes over here. You go back 1, 2, 3 places because we're dividing by 1,000. So we copy the decimal point down here. We copy all the numbers down. So we get 3.00. These ones are all surplus to requirements, because 3.000 is just simply 3. That's number 1 done. Okay, number 3. We have 9,000 grams. Okay, we are going to also divide this by 1,000 to convert it into kilograms. Decimal point at the end of whole number, 1, 2, 3 to the left. 9.000, or 9.000 is just simply 9. Okay, so I need space on the board. Number 5. Number 5 is 6,500 grams to kilograms. To change grams to kilograms, we must divide by 1,000. So whole number, put the decimal point at the end. Go back 1, 2, 3 places. We must copy the numbers down. So we get 6.500. And to be correct, we don't need the 00s at the end of the whole number, at the end of the decimal part. So the final answer becomes 6.5 kilograms. Okay. Let's look at question number 7. Number 7 is 3,850 grams. We're going to change that into kilograms. So we must divide by 1,000. So we've got to find the decimal point. They haven't given us one. We've got to put one in ourselves at the end of the whole number. 1, 2, 3. Decimal point lands here. We must copy all the numbers down. Read the number. The number says 3.850. The 0 at the end is the end of a decimal number. On the right hand side of the decimal point is surplus. We don't need it. It's the same. So the final answer is going to be 3.85 kilograms. Okay. Question number 9 is 4,500 grams. We're going to convert that into kilograms. What do? We divide by 1,000. Okay, we're going to put the decimal point in at the end of a whole number. 1, 2, 3. Move it back. Copy the numbers down. 4.500. Well, 4.500 is simply 4.5. It's still the same number. That's question number 9. Okay. Next we have is question number 11. Number 11 is 3,045. We divide that by 1,000 to change into kilograms. Find the decimal point. The decimal point is where? It's at the end. 1, 2, 3. Decimal point lands there. So we have 3.045. And actually here we can't get rid of anything because the 0 is in the middle of the number. It's important. So what we need here is just the kilograms, and that one's done. Next, we got number 13, 15 and 17 to do. So here comes number 13. Okay, we have 423 grams. You're getting the gist of this now. We'll divide by 1,000, so put the decimal point at the end. 1, 2, 3. Copy it down. We get 0.423. As we said, that's not proper maths. We must put an extra 0 at the front to make the number sound right. And that's done. Number 15. Okay, we have 305 grams. Okay, we're going to divide it by 1,000, which means getting the decimal point, moving back 3 places, and that will give you an answer of 0.305 is what we'll copy it down, but we need an extra 0 to make the number sound right. Okay, and last but not least, question number 17. We have 40,000 grams. I'm going to change that into kilograms. So we divide by 1,000. When we divide by 1,000, we've got to locate the decimal point, which for the whole number is at the end. Go back 1, 2, 3 places. Decimal point lands there. Copy all the numbers underneath. Well, 40.000 is simply 40 kilograms. I hope this lesson has benefited you. I've certainly enjoyed this lesson, and please come back to one-to-one-tutor.co.uk to see me, Mr. Imran Iqbal, do further lessons to help you understand mathematics in the best possible way. Okay, remember, one-to-one-tutor.co.uk, the home of mathematics. Okay, that's the end of this lesson. I hope you've had a good lesson. Thank you.